Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to merge in a Lego brick that I've downloaded from the internet. It's already saved as a Cinema4D file. So to merge scenes together or to bring one 3D object into the scene, I can go to my File menu and I can choose Merge, which is up near the top. And I'm going to select my Lego brick, which is a Cinema4D scene. And that gives us one giant Lego brick. Okay, now I want to leave my Lego brick where it is and I want to start to build my cloner system from here, but I've got all these sweeps that are kind of in the way, and I know there's a logo in there as well. I want to hide these things and get them out of my way so that I can just work on my brick for now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the extruded logo parts for a start. So I'm going to select my three extrudes, my text and my inner and outer parts. Now what I want to do is I want to select every object inside this hierarchy. I want to select all of them so I can put them in a layer and hide them. If I just select the extrude on the top, that's not actually selecting the piece inside it as well. So I'm going to select the extrudes. If I then right-click on one of those things that I have selected, I can choose Select Children, which is about halfway down that menu. What that makes sure it does is it selects every object inside this hierarchy. I've got them all selected. Excellent. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to my Layers menu, which I don't know if we've used yet. It's over on the right-hand side. There's a tab for it. I'm going to click on that tab. There's no layers by default. Make sure I've got all my stuff selected. I'm going to go File, New Layer from Object Selection. So this has made a layer. So I mentioned this previously. Layers in Cinema4D aren't anything like Photoshop or After Effects layers. Layers are more like an advanced grouping system where we can collect objects, we can hide them, we can lock them off. So I've created a layer out of all of these pieces of my extruded logo. You can see it's assigned a color to these layers. They're all red. I've got a layer in my layer manager. I'm going to double click that and call that logo so I know what's in that layer. And I've got a bunch of little icons alongside it. There's a V for visibility with an I. If I click on that, nothing happens. They should all disappear. Oh, sorry, they have disappeared. They're inside. That's why I can't see them. They're in, oh, yes. Sorry, they have disappeared, of course. I was thinking of my sweeps. So yes, my logo inside there has disappeared. Okay, I'm going to do that same process for my sweeps. I'm going to make a new layer. So I'm going to select the cloner. I'm going to select the random effector. I'm going to right-click them and go Select Children to make sure everything inside here is selected. Then I'm going to go File, New Layer from the selection. And I'm going to call these the sweeps. And I can hide those. Excellent. So now I've got a couple of layers there where I've just hidden my objects away so that I can continue working on my brick without causing any problems. The other thing I like to use, I like to do with my layers menu is I use it all the time. Anytime you start making even a small Cinema4D scene, you often end up with many objects and you want to arrange them into layers. You're often unhiding them and unlocking them, and it's a little tedious to keep having to click between these tabs on the side of the screen. So in my Layers tab, there's a small square that looks like it's made up of dots. Those you can click and drag on to move this panel around in the interface. I'm going to click and drag it down to the bottom of my attribute editor, and now it pops into the bottom of my attribute editor. So it's a visible tab. So it's a flexible interface. If you've used any of the Adobe products, you can do a similar thing. You can click and drag these and you can reposition parts of the interface wherever you want. You can undock panels if you want to, and you can set your workspace up however you want.